Hi guys and welcome back to my channel. My name is Stacey if anybody is new and joining me here for the first time, thank you very much. My slogan is believable brown beauty. That's the kind of makeup I like to do, and I also do Instagram lives on Sunday mornings at 9:30 GMT. I'll put my Instagram handle for you here, and I think in this video I may just keep up in the corner so that people know what it is, because you might think, nah, I'm not gonna follow her, and then maybe by the end you'll be like, oh actually I want to, and now I don't know her Instagram again. So yeah, that's what I'm going to do. Right, so you guys are making me work hard. First and foremost, I'm going to put some moisturiser on, because even though my face is shiny, there's nothing on there. I have literally just woken up, washed my face, sat down and started to film. So anyway, as I was saying, you guys are making me work hard. I had already planned, filmed and edited this week's video. Last week's video was my first impressions and I think a rather impressive wear test of Aina's palette with ABH. I'll leave that card for you here as well. And people were like, do more looks with the palette. And I was like, oh, but I've already filmed next week's video. And sometimes I film in advance so I can have a weekend off where I'm not editing. No. So I'm going to try being operative word, to do 2 videos this morning. And the reason why I say try is because even though I've woken up early, I've woken up kind of late, and Amanda could wake up any minute, so we'll see what happens. For that reason, I'm going to get straight into the makeup. That was just, oh, let me show you. That was Weleda Skin Food Light. So I was toying with the idea of asking my sister to come around later. But it's going to be 11 million degrees today, and it's already really hot in the flat. I mean, it's going to be at least 100 degrees Fahrenheit and 30 odd Celsius for my London and Celsius folk. And my flat is like a greenhouse. And so trying to film later on in the day is just not really an option, because I am already roasting. I have to have the windows shut to film because it's also very noisy where I live. So I was like, no, just do it in the morning. You are not going to want to put on makeup later on in the day. And there's no air conditioning. Air conditioning is not very common. Hardly anyone has AC in the UK, so yeah, we just swelter. So I don't know if you guys have noticed, but in the news recently there's this talk of the Amazon rainforest being on fire for like 3 weeks and nobody knew about it. God, it is so heart-wrenching. I feel kind of so helpless as to what to do to like deal with that issue, because they are our lungs of the world. And I just don't get, I was talking to my husband about this yesterday. I was just like, humans are so special. We are the only species on this planet that do things on purpose that we know can destroy us. Like, no Amazon forest, no people. Like, the CO2 emissions will go sky high. This is getting very political very early in the morning, but it's true. The CO2 emissions will go really high and we will all suffer. Even the people that thought it was a good idea. Just like with fracking, maybe I should stop, but sometimes I just think, like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Anyway, skin's on. I don't know if this light is too bright. Maybe I should. I'm trying to make it match the natural light on this side. Think about there. Focus. There we go. So anyway, whilst I was rambling then, this is my NARS Sheer Glow in Marquise. And then I'm going to put on my Radiant Creamy Concealer in Amande. And I'm going to leave this for a little while. Thank you, Sylvie. Sylvie's one of my friends who gave me this tip about leaving it for a little while. So that's what I'm going to do. And then for brows, I'm taking Lara from NARS. And I'm just going to brush up Strugglina. Strugglina for the New Folk is the name of my tired brow. That just, yeah, grows weird, is patchy, all the things I don't want it to be. And if you're looking at my eyebrows like, oh, she needs to get them done, they're like this on purpose. I am quite anti everything that's popular, and I know like having really super sculpted, perfected brows is like a real thing, but it's just so boring. everybody looks the same. Everybody has the same eyebrows. So I let mine grow out a little bit. They're a bit fluffier than they usually are. I think it looks more real. You know, when you see supermodels, they never have perfect brows. They're always a bit hairy and fluffy, and I think it looks nicer. So that's what I'm going for today. And not just today, just in general. I have just been wearing my brows a lot more less groomed than I used to. I think it looks better. That could all change in a week, but for now, this is what I like. And this is my good eyebrow that takes about 8 strokes and then it's perfection. See? Done. So much nicer. Okay. So now I'm going to take a little blending. Actually, I'm going to use the ABH. I'm going to use the ABH brush that came with the palette because I said it was kind of scratchy last time and I want to make sure that I wasn't being oversensitive. So we'll give it a second go. And the verdict is it's still scratchy. It scratches a little bit. That's always something I think about when I'm working on other people's faces. Like, do my brushes scratch their face? Because it's so uncomfortable. I don't think there's really anything much worse than being in a makeup chair with somebody that has scratchy brushes. So I pretty much test every brush on my face before I put it on somebody else's to make sure that it's not scratchy. Right, so I've started, so I'll finish. I'm going to go back into my Sheer Glow and just use this to prep my eyelids. And that's pretty much all I like to do on my eyelids for prep. Sometimes I use like a lip paint or an actual paint pot, but I really like just a bit of skin, like a bit of concealer or foundation up there. It seems to do me just fine. I haven't even brushed my hair. Oh Lord. Okay, let's go into the makeup. That's the most important thing. So I'm gonna start with this again and do 2 looks, hopefully 2 looks today. So first, I'm taking the 228, is it a 228? Yes, crease brush from Zoeva. This is my favourite blending brush. And I'm going to go into Ginger today. And I'm just using this fluffy brush and working it into my crease. So as I was saying in my last video, I don't actually know if ABH palettes are always like this because this is the first one I've ever bought, but I found it really easy to blend. I wasn't sure if that was specific to this particular palette or if their formulas are just that good. But they do have a lot of kickback in the pan. So you have to be quite delicate, or not delicate, but mindful when you're putting your brush in that you're not like overdoing it because you will get a lot of shadow that kind of jumps out of the pan. And then it becomes a waste. Yeah, I really like edges. It's so soft. I don't know, is this too bright? Let me turn it down for a second. No, I need some. Think about that, and the colour's a bit wrong as well. Okay, just stay on my face. There. I think that's a better match. And I'm just going to bring it here. I think it's better here. Yeah. Okay, cool. I'm just trying to get it to match the natural light on this side of my face. Yeah, I like Ginger. It's a really soft transition colour, and for me it's the kind of thing I like to lay down. Perfect. It's really pretty. Then I'm going to go into Dwellers because when I did this the first time round, this was the shadow that I really wanted to try on, and then I gave it to something else. So today I'm going to fulfill that dream. What I really love about this palette is the fact that I don't have to mix it with anything else. I can literally use this on its own and it's more than enough. Yeah, it's really beautiful. And there's not much fallout on the face. I don't know if that's because of how I put it on, because I'm not really layering it or overloading my brush. And I'm going to use it a little bit in my inner corner as well. just to show you that your inner corner highlight doesn't always have to be a separate colour. Because of the dimensions of your face, using the same shadow in this part of the eye can make it look much brighter. Oh, this is nice. And then I'm going to take some Trust Issues, which is a white but kind of, it shows up like a greeny, pale greeny gold. I'm going to pop that in the centre. Oh God, this is so beautiful. And then let's do the same on the other side. Wow. Wow. Okay, then I'm going to take a smaller blending brush and I'm going to go into edges, I think, and just start working on adding some definition to the outer corner of the eye. And then I'm going to run the brush in the crease into Ginger, the first colour that we laid down. And one thing I've just noticed now, but I really like about this, is the fact that it mixes, like the matte and the shimmery colour blend really nicely together. Sometimes that doesn't work, where you can't really use a matte near where you've used a shimmery colour, like they just won't work. But this looks really nice. I'm just going to go back in with my first brush and tidy that up again. Then I'm going to take the same little blending brush that I was using, which is a 217. Yeah, 217 from MAC. And then I'm going to go into Credit, which is a really dark reddy brown. Kind of reminds me of Embark from MAC. And I'm going to just use that in the corner here. And I'm just building up slowly because I don't want it to go left too fast. Like, you could easily end up overdoing this. Ooh. It's so pretty. God, it's so nice. Then I'm going to go back into my original blending brush and just work my creases again. God, that looks gorgeous. I love it. I love it. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little pencil brush and I'm going to go into edges first and just pop that underneath and then go back into Credit and keep that, like, tuck that super close to the lash line. I feel like this needs a liner, you know. I do. I haven't done a liner for a while and I think this is a liner kind of look. And to make my life easier, I'm going to use my liner from Beauty, which I really like. I scuffed up the nib of it, so I have to be very careful how I use it now, but this is a really good liner. I'm going to start on this eye. Put in my flicks. Yep. Or maybe I should zoom in. Yeah, so you can see it a bit better. So that's the eye with no liner. Yeah, it's definitely a liner look, and I've left finger marks all over my face. One of the reasons why I don't set my foundation until right at the end is because I lay my hands on my face quite a lot and you will get fingerprints on there. So if you do it at the end, then you can kind of fix your skin, set it with powder, and then you're good to go. Okay, then we're going to do mascara. Oh, I didn't say what this is. This is in Extreme Dimension 3D Black Lash from MAC. I really like this. Okay, then let's go back to skin. So I'm literally just taking my brush, no extra products, and just buffing it over the top again. My eyes are still puffy as I'm literally asleep doing this tutorial. Okay, and then I'm taking Torrid liquid blush from NARS. It's very soft and peachy, and I think it will look really pretty with this look. Ooh, yes. Yeah, that looks really nice. Okay, so then Oh, lips. Let's do lips. I'm going to use NARS Spunk Lip Liner. And then I'm kind of torn. Like I want to use... There's two lipsticks I want to use today. I want to use either Kinda Sexy or Jubilee from MAC. I'm going to try Jubilee first because it's quite sheer and I don't know if it's going to be enough. No, it is not. Zoom out a little, maybe a little too close. That's it. Press and roll. Oh, actually, that's really beautiful. Okay, I'm going to stop here. Like Jubilee, when I worked at MAC, I never ever wore this lipstick, ever. Not once in the 10 years I was on the shop floor, I never ever wore it. But tell me if that isn't a beautiful brown girl nude. Hmm? And I love the texture of it. Oh, yes, this is a win. Okay, so now I'm going to set my face. I'm going to go into my Cover FX matte setting powder in Deep. Take a little powder brush. Get the sides of the nose. Get the nose. And then my forehead. You can see I'm using quite a fluffy brush today because I don't really want a hard set. I want it to look still quite luminous and skin-like. So I don't do much. I really like this makeup today. Oh, maybe this, I'm still trying to figure out my lighting. As I usually use just natural light, but I'm thinking maybe that's too close. Maybe it needs to be here. I don't know. Yeah, maybe better there. Yeah, I think so. Okay. She figures out the lighting at the end of the video. I'm gonna go to my, oh, what is this? This is Illamasqua, isn't it? Illamasqua loose powder in LP325. I don't actually know if they still make this. If they don't, their Danessa Myricks Evolution powder in number 5 is basically an exact dupe of this. And I just like this darker powder for my forehead, especially because I don't put foundation there. I feel like when I use a tiny bit of powder, it kind of brings everything together. So I use it on the lower half of my face. A little eyeshadow drop there. So this is look number 1. Okay, and now for look number 2. So I'm back. I have just used Bioderma to cleanse my face as much as I can, and I've patched up my skin. I didn't really think there was any need to showing that again because you've seen that in the first section. Now I'm going to try and do something like more, because maybe that was still a little bit tame. I'm quite a tame makeup person. So I'm going to try and do something a little bit more dramatic this time. We'll see how that goes. So this is Edges and Ginger mixed together on my brush. The same 228 Petty Crease. And I'm just popping that in my socket. Oh, and yes, my family are now awake, so you will hear them in the background. I was just like, I've already said that I want to do 2 looks today. I had a feeling that they would wake up, and I film in the central room in our flat, so you will hear them in the background making breakfast. This is a really pretty palette, really, really nice. I don't have anything bad to say about it at all. So I'm blowing it out quite big. And I'm going to do the same underneath. I'm going to take a smaller brush. This is a LY14, yeah, from Louise Young. I'm going to mix the same colours and do exactly the same thing. Baby, it's okay if he makes noise, I can adjust it. I can turn the volume down later. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to go into Wigglies because that's a really pretty colour and I want to use that one too. So I'm going to take that. Oh wow. on my eyelid. Now I know why Jackie said this was her favourite colour from this palette. This is a whole look on its own. Look at that colour. Okay, I'm going to take a 214 and I'm just going to blend here because I don't want that to be like a really harsh stop line there. Oh, this colour is absolutely beautiful. Okay, so let's do the other eye. I wonder what this would be like as a blush. I might try this a little bit as blush and see how that looks. Pop it in that inner corner. And then I'm going to use a little bit of Soleil, I think. I was going to say Zam before, but the texture of that one is a little bit chunkier and I want something really smooth to blend over this. So I'm going to use a tiny bit of Soleil and blend it on top of Wigglies. Because the textures are the same, so yeah, it's going to blend a lot easier. Oh, so good. So good. So pretty. Okay, I'm going to go back to a smaller brush, I think, and I'm going to go into edges and ginger again and just start working the edge of the eyeshadow here. And then I'm going to go, I think, back to that LY14 from Louise Young and go into Credit this time. And then, I don't know if you can see that my brush has got like this, put this behind. Can you see the way my brush is leaning? So I'm going to flip it so that the darker colour is now on the outside of the brush and then just work that through my crease a bit more to make that a bit more pronounced. And then I'm going to go back to a little 214 and just work the edge. And by doing it that way, you get like a really gentle cut crease, because they do exist. Just the ones that you see the most are really quite severe. But you can see there, it's just giving you that shape. Oh, this is so gorgeous. Now I feel like we're kind of losing some of the warmth up here. So I'm going to go back into Ginger, which is the paler of the two warm colours that I used before, and just go in and re-blend up here. And then I'm just sweeping that brush underneath. I'm going to go back into the brush that I used for Wigglies, and I'm just going to use this to kind of go over the shadow. As with blending all these other colours around it, it can lose its vibrancy a little bit, or I think it has, so I'm just going to go back in and reaffirm its position as the main focus. Then I'm going to take a black kohl pencil because I want to create way more drama. So this is the Pat McGrath Permagel liner in Extreme Black, and I'm just going to pop this in my waterline. Yeah. There's just something about adding a black kohl pencil to a look that really changes the way it sits on your face. I love this. I'm going to go in here and do the same on this eye. And I'm really working it into the roots of my lashes. I like to have like a little bit of overspill so that I can blend underneath and it just doesn't look sharp. Sometimes I like a pinched eyeliner, like I like it to look quite severe, and most of the time I don't. I like it to be really soft, so I'm taking this precision smudger from Real Techniques and I'm just blending this black. Back to the LY14, no additional product on there, and I'm just using that to blend the liner into the shadow a bit more. And use a tiny bit of edges and credit mixed together. and just soften the transition there. Yes, okay, so now I'm going to go into liner. This time I'm going to use a gel, not a liquid because I want to smudge it. So yeah, that's this. And then my liner brush, perfect. So that is my Maybelline Lasting Gel Drama Liner in 01 Black. And I'm going to start my flick from my lower waterline. Yeah. Because I'm going to blend it, I'm going to keep it quite tight. Because once I blend it out, it's going to become way bigger than it is. So before it sets, I'm taking a little brush and I'm just blending away the edge. I want to keep like the sharpness of the lower line, but the top line I want really soft. And then I'm going to go back to my Precision Smudger brush, go back into Credit, and just work that over the top. Yes, this is it. This is coming out exactly how I wanted it to. Woohoo! Right, I'm going to do the same thing on the other eye. I might edit this bit out because you see me do it on this eye already. Okay, so now that's on, I am going to, I think I'm going to double up my mascara on this look. I think it needs it. I don't wear lashes, so there will be no lashes in this look. You could put lashes on if you want, but I'm just going to go in with my Climax mascara. Okay, and whilst my mascara is drying, I'm going to use the Drunk Elephant Anti-Pollution De-Bronzy Sunshine Drops, or whatever they're called, and just add a little highlight to the skin. So I think that will look really nice with this makeup. I'm going to add one more layer of concealer because I feel like these bags today are just working overtime and nobody's asked them to. I'm going to leave that there. Like I said, I was going to do more, so I'm definitely doing more today. I'll leave that there. And then I'm going to go and do my lips, so give me 1 second. So when I was in Montreal, I went to Sephora and I bought some things from Beauty because I've seen them around. I bought like a lip gloss and a liquid lipstick, I think. So I'm going to use one of those today because I'm feeling like this could be a little bit of an autumnal makeup, possibly. So I'm going to go back into my Spunk lip pencil and just line my lips. And then I'm going to use this colour French Press, which is a lip gloss. It's a brown lip gloss over the top. Oh, it smells like coffee. Ah, French Press, okay. I think maybe I might put a tiny bit of this other colour over the top. This one is called Yucca and this is a liquefied lip. I think it's a liquid lipstick. So I'm just going to use my finger and pop that over the top. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. I like that. And then just to be extra extra, because that's what this whole makeup is about, I'm going to take a tiny bit of Wigglies. every time I go back to the palette, I'm using a different finger so I don't get gloss on the shadow. Yeah, I like that. I'm just going to add a tiny bit more French press to the perimeter here. I really like the applicator of this wand. It's kind of angled upwards, which makes it really easy to use. So I like that a lot. Now I'm going to go in and blend my concealer and see if it has covered up what I want it to cover up. And then I'm going to go back to my foundation brush and just make sure that this is all worked in together. Oh, I love this makeup look today. Okay, so now we are on the home straight. It's just a set and some blush and then we're done. I'm going to zoom out a little bit more. There you go. So I'm going to take my dark mineralized skin finish from MAC and I'm going to use this to set my under eyes. I feel like this powder really helps with like just making under here look smoother. Next I'm going to set the rest of my face. So I'm going to use my Laura Mercier translucent powder in medium deep. And I like that here on the sides of my nose. And I really, really push it in. I always mattify the end of my nose as well. I don't like a shiny nose. I'll do it on my chin. Do my jaw. I like to leave the bridge of my nose shiny, but the sides here and my nose I don't like shiny at all. Then I'm going to go into my Danessa Myricks Evolution powder in number 5. And I'm going to take a fluffier brush because this powder is quite pigmented. And I'm just going to run this over my forehead and on my jawline. Yes. Okay, and then the final piece is just the blush. So I think I'm going to go back to the palette actually for that. I'm going to take a fluffier brush and I think I'm going to start with edges first and see what that's like. Oh yeah, that's really pretty. So you can see I just get a little stamp of it there. And go straight to the apple. And then I'm going to take a tiny bit of Wigglies as well, and I hope this doesn't ruin the makeup. Oh yeah, that looks so lovely. Oh, I love that as a blush. That's so pretty. So the final thing I'm going to do is, because I put so much powder on my nose now looks really one-dimensional, and it's not. So I'm going to take a tiny bit of Danessa's powder on quite a big brush, because I'm not trying to contour my nose. I just don't want it to look like I don't have any shape to it anymore, and just lightly shade down the sides. So it looks like my normal nose. Yeah, that's better. So there you have it, guys. This is the final makeup look for today. 2 more looks using Jackie Aina's palette with Anastasia Beverly Hills. I really like how both these makeups turned out. This one is definitely, like, for me, a lot more makeup than I would usually wear, but I just wanted to push myself a bit more and give you guys more ideas of things you can do with the palette. I personally think it's really versatile. It's something that I know that I will use a lot, surprisingly, because I don't really wear much colour, but actually when I do it, I really enjoy how the makeup looks. And even if they're only looks that I wear on YouTube and not necessarily outside, it's a really good palette, and I feel like if you're somebody like me that has lots of neutrals and you want a little bit of a colour injection, this is a good place to start. So I'm really happy that I bought this, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Please leave me comments in my comment section below. If you follow me on my Instagram also, and you'd like recreate any makeup looks that I do, please tag me so I can see them as well. But yeah, that's it. Thank you so much for watching. Take care, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.